Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be in another part of my video about Angelika Oles and Smokey Glow, aka Hannah, here on YouTube. I did not think that they would make videos, and then I uploaded my video and then they made videos, and then I was like, wow, y'all really did me. Okay, that's fine. I'll just make another video. Cool. So I like literally uploaded my video, went to Twitter, saw that Angelica uploaded a video, and I was like, wow, I feel really dumb. But I've decided that I wanted to do something a little different than what I usually do on my channel, which is like react to the videos that I talk about like while I'm watching them, and kind of just, you know, give my point as soon as I hear what they say in their videos. So as of right now, Hannah, Smokey Glow, has not uploaded her video yet. And so as soon as she does, I'm going to kind of add that part to this video. But Angelica has already uploaded her video, and so I'm in the process of watching it. And I just decided, like, why not just kind of pause throughout the video and then give my 2 cents about what she says. So that's what we're gonna do today, which I think will give me a better kind of, I think it'll give you a better video because I'll be able to summarize things better. And I think that my knee-jerk reactions will be much clearer, and just I just think that it'll be a better format if I do it this way. But before I do get into it, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So Angelica begins the video by basically going into her kind of thinking with the Kardashian situation. Like I said in my video, the one that I made first about the situation, she had made comments about how someone had photoshopped a caption that Kylie Jenner posted on her Instagram to say brown skin girl, when that is not what Kylie posted. And a lot of people took that and ran with it and thought that it was real, but it was not. And Angelica basically made comments about how this person was like a loser, and how, you know, the Kardashians live in people's minds rent free and things of that nature, and just a lot of things like that. And she basically kind of started this video off by going into how she didn't know much about why people really dislike the Kardashians, especially Black women and women of color, but really Black women. She did not understand the whole blackfishing and cultural appropriation accusations that have been thrown at the Kardashians for years now. Now, I don't know how she could not have known that. I feel like that is not true. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think when I heard that, I was like, girl, bye. Because first of all, even if you live in the UK, you still have American internet. You still, most of your audience is still American. You talk about mostly American influencers. That's literally mostly you talk about American influencers, American topics, really. You talk about American people most of the time. And no one is like exempt from seeing the Kardashians on the internet, regardless of what country they're in. So when I heard that, I just immediately thought that's not true. Like, I didn't believe her. Either she's lying, or she really was just not paying attention, which I can't see from a commentary channel. As a commentary channel who is much smaller, has been doing this for much less time, who makes much less content than what she makes, I pay attention to a lot. So I don't understand how she would not have known that. I know that she is white, but at the end of the day, a lot of people know the accusations that have been thrown at the Kardashians. Now, do I agree with her original statement? Actually, I kind of do. I've made videos about cultural appropriation before on my channel, which I'll link in the description below. But I think cultural appropriation, the whole term, has been completely skewed. People have definitely different definitions that completely, it's just like, what definition are you using today for cultural appropriation? And I think people hold others to different standards that it's just a lot. It's a lot that I don't really want to get into, but I do agree that a lot of people, I do agree with her intention. But I really don't believe, I truly don't believe that she didn't know that people were mad at the Kardashians, because of, you know, blackfishing, cultural appropriation, things like that. I simply don't believe that. All right, so then she goes into her comments that a lot of people are saying were ableist, where she was basically talking about the Dixie D'Amelio situation and how somebody had DM'd a drama channel and said that Dixie D'Amelio in high school was faking seizures. And so Angelika Oles was basically defending Dixie D'Amelio, and she said something along the lines of like, who cares? As far as like, who cares if she's faking seizures or something like that. She didn't really, in my opinion, explain what she said. In like with the Kylie Jenner thing, she didn't really explain much of what she actually said. She didn't like, it's just kind of confusing, and I just wish that she had just put the clips in here. I'm pretty sure somebody might have the clips. Like, she should have just put the clips in here and then explained herself, so at least she looks super transparent instead of like quoting herself while defending herself. So like, if you're quoting yourself, you're going to quote yourself the best way possible. And I didn't understand really what she was trying to say and how people would even see that as ableist, but I haven't seen the original content, so how am I supposed to know? You know, like, people can't really judge for themselves. People can only judge it from her perspective, and I don't think that that's right, and I don't think that's fair. And every time that I see apology videos, I really, really like when people include what they're actually apologizing for, like include the actual clips, because I'm just sitting here confused. Then she went ahead and addressed her block list and like deleting comments and things like that. She goes into a lot of technical things about YouTube and stuff like that. And she also goes into like, she wasn't blocking Black women. One thing that I do have to say is she only showed the people that she blocked on Instagram. Instagram and YouTube are two different places. And I think a lot of people were referring to her blocking people on YouTube mainly because she made those comments on YouTube. So it doesn't really make sense for her to just show her Instagram blocking and saying like, look, these aren't Black women, or I don't know if these are Black women or not. Like, I didn't feel like that was a valid really defense, because it just didn't make sense as far as the context of like what everyone else was saying. And then she just went into a lot of like, well, YouTube deleted this because it was held for review and things like that. And, you know, I don't know. I just wish that she would have just said, listen, I deleted comments that I didn't like, and going forward, I won't do that anymore. I should not be as sensitive. It's that simple. Because if you've been on social media for a long time, if you've had a social media following, you know that there are comments there that you're just like, man, I'm just gonna delete this, because like people are mean for no reason. And especially if you are like Angelica and you think that you're like above everyone else and you think that your opinion is facts, because that's the air that I get from her. Like, that's what I get from her. That's the energy that I get from her. Yeah, you're going to feel some type of way when someone has criticisms of your criticisms. So I just wish she would have just said that. But, you know, they're never going to admit to things like that, are they? Like, never. So then, you know, Smokey Glow is brought up in the video finally, and Angelica basically talks about how, you know, she put out her statement and she didn't really give Angelica time to wake up, apparently, because of the time zone difference. And so, you know, when all of these accusations were being brought against Angelica in Smokey Glow's collaboration video with the both of them, you know, she just kind of like DM'd her and then decided to put out a statement. Here's my thing. And this is what I said in my other video. First of all, I think it's weird how drama channels think that they have like, okay, I wonder, does Angelica always DM Jeffree Star when she's going to make a video about him? Like, why do your friends get preferential treatment when you're a drama channel, you're a commentary channel, and you're held to a different standard? It's just what it is. Like, do you DM every single person that you're about to make a video on? Like, they usually don't. Why? Because they don't feel like they owe that to them. And quite frankly, I don't think that Hannah really owed that to Angelica, when most of the things that people were saying about Angelica were probably true. And Angelica won't even put in the clips to even like confirm nor deny what people are saying about her. So really, it's Smokey Glow versus her audience or versus Angelika Oles. I would choose my audience. I'm sorry, I would. Because it just doesn't, first of all, it's more people who probably know of the situation better than Hannah does. And then Angelica was like, oh, but you supported me back when it happened. Hannah literally said, I did not know the scope of what everyone was saying. So that was just, I don't know what she was trying to do there. I don't know if she was trying to paint Hannah as a liar, but like that just didn't make any sense to me. And she keeps bringing up lies that were being spread about her under Hannah's video. And to that, I will say, it doesn't make any sense. Hannah's not accusing you of any of the things that other people are accusing you of. That she's not doing that. It's other people in her comment section. She can't go down and control her comment section the way that you just said that you can't. So clearly, I don't know why she's upset about these things. And if you have 588,000 subscribers, yeah, there are going to be lies spread about you. That's what's going to happen. But that's not Hannah's fault. So I don't know why she's like talking about these things as if it's somehow Hannah's fault that it's in her comment section. That just didn't make any sense to me. I think this part of the video is weird. I don't know if she's going to like somehow connect this to Hannah or not, but I'm going to keep watching and hopefully she makes it make sense. All right. So now I'm getting to the part of the video where I'm getting kind of upset. I've been kind of on Angelica's side for a little bit of this. Kind of not, but now I'm really not on her side because she's just making a lot of contradicting statements in my opinion. So first she starts to talk about how Hannah just kind of ran with a lot of accusations that Angelica was transphobic. She was just running with them without any proof. And Angelica keeps saying this, there's no proof, there's no proof, there's no proof. All around the internet, fine. There's no proof, fine. And she says in the secret conversation that she hasn't shown any screenshots of or whatever, that Hannah said that she didn't have any proof, but she was going to go with it anyways. And Angelica basically found that to be, you know, really messed up, especially because Hannah was supposed to be a friend of hers and that she was just going to go with, you know, what everyone else was saying about Angelica rather than go with Angelica's word. She also then said that Hannah apparently accused her of gaslighting her because you know, Angelica basically called her a sheep and was saying that she's just going with the herd rather than going with her friend. Which, by the way, in situations where people are accusing one person of one thing and that person's like, no, I didn't do that, and it's a bunch of people accusing someone of doing something, I'm pretty sure you would believe a bunch of people. Like, that just makes sense to me. I mean, if they don't have proof, they don't have proof. But at the end of the day, like, it's people's word versus Angelica's word. So it's just kind of like, you know, who are we to believe in the situation? Then she brings up this weird thing where she's like, oh, you know, you hearted a lot of things about Manny MUA and about how he's racist and things like that during Dramageddon, but now you're doing a collaboration with him and you haven't addressed your feelings about Manny from 2 years ago. That I watch Hannah's videos. I've been watching Hannah's videos since she had 8,000 subscribers. She has addressed it. She has over time addressed Manny MUA so many times that like I've known how she felt about him. She has said she thinks that he's changed. She said that a lot. She's literally like, she mentions his brand and she's like, she thinks that he's changed. So if she hearts comments from 2 years ago, that's how she felt in the moment. People's opinions of other people change. So it's weird for her, I think, to like go back in time and find these screenshots and be like, look, you hate Manny MUA from 2 years ago. When a lot of people look at Manny differently. A lot of people think that he's changed. So I don't know what she was trying to get out of that situation. And, you know, she's like, you know, I don't know if she does this a lot where she turns on friends. I think that she's trying to do the whole Dustin Daly, Nick Snyder thing where she's like, you know, Hannah turns on her friends. No, because she has a lot of friends on YouTube that she hasn't turned on. Why? Because they haven't done anything. You did something and now you're reaping the consequences of it. You handled the situation horribly. You're not really defending yourself. You're not really showing any proof that you weren't blocking a lot of Black women. You're not really showing much proof for what you're saying to defend yourself. And then you're accusing Hannah of not having any proof of why she's upset with you. So no one has proof of anything. Oh, and then She goes on to mention a thread that someone made where they're accusing Hannah of being transphobic, but they have no proof. So you literally just said that Hannah has no proof, and then you cite a thread that has no proof. So, I mean, that was just extremely hypocritical. When I saw, I just was like, wow, she really did that and thought that that was gonna land. It's just ridiculous. So, I feel like, she was definitely misunderstood with her comments. But then again, how could we know? Because we don't have the clips and she didn't insert them. So I feel like, she made this video not inserting the clips to make a lot of people feel bad for her. Because, when you hear what you think that she said in the video, because nobody knows, you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But who knows what she said? I mean, clearly a lot of people were upset. So maybe she was misunderstood, or maybe she was really being a bigot. Who knows? But then she goes and turns around and accuses Hannah of things that she's being accused of with less proof than the accusations that she has against her. So this whole video, I just felt like was a hit piece against Hannah at the end, and really just trying to shift blame and shift focus on Hannah. And it just doesn't make sense. And I didn't really feel like that's much of an apology video if that's what you're going to do. So yeah, that's my opinion on Angelica's video. All right, so I'm actually recording this second part of the video almost a day later, because that's when Hannah posted her video, about a day later after Angelica's. I'm also recording this video with a lot more information about Angelica and just a lot of shady stuff that I know about her after the fact, like after I watched her apology video. I still stand by what I said. I still stand by how I feel about the apology video, but I definitely feel differently about Angelica and just about a lot of other creators that I think that Hannah is going to talk about in this video. Again, I am reacting to her video, so I'm going to pause it throughout. Like, I'm going to pause the video while I'm watching it and then give my perspective and kind of give a summary of what Hannah is saying in this video. And it's an hour long, so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can and be as short as I can. But I just want to preface that this might be a long, it's probably going to be a long video, but hey, this is a long situation, kind of dragged out situation. So yeah. But one thing that I've noticed, I've already paused it about 3 minutes in, because Hannah did say that Angelica did not want her to show screenshots of their conversation. Therefore, there will be no screenshots in this video, which is something that I wanted. I wanted to see screenshots, because now it's just a she said. And the thing that I think is very interesting is that Hannah said that she won't show screenshots because Angelica doesn't want screenshots to be shown. That to me proves that Angelica is lying. I'm sorry, but she was saying that Hannah said a lot of things in messages and things like that. And that, Hannah was saying that she was gaslighting, and that Hannah said that she would just go with what people were saying about her being transphobic, things like that. And then she doesn't want Hannah to show screenshots in her video. I think that that's just super, super shady. And that's just all, like, I just don't trust Angelica, because why would you not want screenshots to be shown if you're the victim in the situation, unless you're lying? So then Hannah starts talking about how she was originally getting a lot of backlash for her collaboration with Angelica. A lot of people were commenting. And so she decided to pin a comment saying, "I see your comments. I'm going to address this," or something like that. She's going to look into the situation. She then DM'd Angelica, and she said that she regretted doing that pinned comment. I don't think that she should regret that personally. But hey, I wouldn't have regretted that. I wouldn't have said sorry for that. But then she says that she DM'd Angelica. There was a time zone difference, so Angelica didn't get back to her on time, or whatever the case may be. And so she was just kind of waiting and waiting. She saw like one video about it, and then she talked with Angelica. Angelica was obviously upset about the entire situation, and Hannah felt like Angelica was attacking her in their conversation, which I see that, but she felt like she was being dismissed as like another hater. I think that that's what it boiled down to. Like, Angelica saw Hannah as just another hater, as going with what everyone else was saying about her. And since she didn't see herself that way, she got upset. But I think that Hannah was seeing it as more like, dude, you might be wrong. Like, I'm trying to show you different perspectives because I am also getting hate for even being associated with you. And so I feel like in that situation, Hannah is more right, but Angelica isn't necessarily wrong, I guess, for her knee-jerk reaction in the situation, if that makes sense. Like, I would also be upset if people were attacking me and I felt like there was nothing that I did wrong. However, I think Angelica should have understood that Hannah was coming to her as a friend and should have understood that people had valid criticisms of her and shouldn't have misrepresented the way that people were mad at her to Hannah. Like, it just felt like, I feel like what Hannah's saying is that, like, she didn't get the full story from Angelica and Angelica wasn't going to give it to her because Angelica wasn't even seeing the full story herself, or she had a cloudy perspective because she felt like she was just getting hate. And throughout her addressing Angelica, she definitely was saying that she didn't want to be represented as a bad friend, that she was scared to really say anything, and that's why she was looking into things. That's why she made a few pinned comments kind of defending Angelica, because she did not want the thing that happened with like the Houston thing to happen again, where she was going to be represented as a bad friend for calling Angelica out. She didn't want that to happen, but she felt like as the conversation with Angelica went on, it was like she had no choice but to call her out. Like, she just in good faith had to, because Angelica really gave her no choice. I don't think that Hannah should have let Angelica be in on what she was going to say in her pinned comment. I feel like if the conversation was going the way that Hannah says that it was going, and I truly believe that it was, especially because there's overlap between what she said and what Angelica said in her video. If that was how the conversation was going, at that point, what do you owe this person? This person is clearly making you feel inferior, making you feel intellectually inferior, because I feel like that's something that Angelica probably does. She probably does that. Like, I feel this energy from her. And so if she's making you feel intellectually inferior, if she's making you feel like you are a bad friend, if she's calling you names, what do you owe her? Why are you collaborating with her on a pinned comment? At that point, I would be like, listen, I'm going to look for myself. And if I find something that I feel is not right, I will call you out, and that's it. And then just dead the conversation. Because what do you owe Angelica? You literally owe her nothing. I feel like Angelica punked Hannah, and Hannah fell for it for a while, and she fell for it for way too long. Because it's ridiculous to me that someone can continuously call you different names, call you a sheep, call you this, call you that, and then you still want to be cool with them. Like, that's just weird. And I understand that she has kind of, she has almost PTSD from the thing that happened in Houston. But at the end of the day, you don't owe any of these people anything. You got your platform because you got your platform. Because, I mean, Hannah, she doesn't collab with people except during Glomus. So, yeah, she got her platform on her own, and she's going to have to deal with the consequences of her actions on her platform on her own. So you don't owe any of these people favors. Friend or not, you don't owe any of these people favors, especially these internet friends who it's just like you only know each other. It's almost like a work colleague. At the end of the day, if they mess up on the job and you two are in the same shift and the boss comes and the manager comes and they want to blame both of you, that's ridiculous. You have to say something. You have to speak up for yourself, or else you're going to look like you have egg on your face. And I think that Hannah let it go for too long and then realized, no, I have to speak up and I have to say something. And I'm glad that she did. Also, with the whole transphobia thing, when I watched Angelica's video, I'm thinking, where did Hannah ever call you transphobic? Like, when did that ever come up? Because she didn't say that in her statement, which I remember reading her statement being like, that didn't come up. No one talked about that until Angelica brought it up in her video. She brought that up on her own, got mad at Hannah for not having evidence, didn't have evidence that Hannah even said that, and then proceeds to say that Hannah's a liar, when she did not have evidence that Hannah ever said anything about her being transphobic. except in maybe the pinned comment that she approved. I'm just confused as to where in the world Angelica thinks that she can get off, where she's constantly accusing Hannah of things that she has no evidence for, and then says that Hannah is the one who has no evidence. I'm just confused. I don't know where she's getting off. I don't know why she thinks that she can do that, but that's insane to me. And I'm very glad that Hannah stood up for herself in that situation. I am very glad that she pointed out the things that I was thinking, because I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. This is not making any sense. And yeah, I feel like I was proved right. And a lot of people in my last video, by the way, about the situation are saying that I'm biased and this, that, and the fourth. And like I said in my last video, Hannah is one of my favorite creators, if not my favorite YouTuber. So of course I'm going to have bias. And again, I unsubscribed from Angelica because I didn't like things that she said. And I'm pretty sure it was either about Justin Bieber or Hailey Bieber or something to that nature. I didn't like what she said, therefore I unsubscribed from her. And that's that on that. That is my prerogative. If people don't like what I say, they have full right to unsubscribe from me. I am not going to lose any sleep. But I feel like in this situation, Hannah's video makes more sense. And that's me trying to be as unbiased as possible. But I'm like sitting here like, where in the world did Hannah say any of these things? Angelica won't let her show the DMs. So it's just Angelica claiming all of these things. Hannah pleading with Angelica to show the DMs where she says this. Hannah reading the DMs that she said, saying her end. And me being like, it's obvious that Hannah is right in the situation. I'm sorry, but it's obvious. It's obvious to me that Hannah is being way more truthful than Angelica is. And I 100% agreed with what Hannah said when she basically said that they were deflecting conversations, that Angelica and all of these drama channels that have been against Hannah since a year ago, they're deflecting conversations from a conversation about microaggressions to now it's turned to, is Hannah a good friend or not? Why are they so obsessed with friendships? You're in your 30s. Most of these people are like way too old for this. Angelica is like the youngest person in the situation. I'm Angelica's age. I'm pretty sure we're both like 20. She may be like 21. I'm pretty sure we're both 20. And like, I'm not this obsessed with friendships. Like I'm looking at this like, at your big old age, you can't be serious right now. They're obsessed with friendships. It's weird. It's getting strange. And I think it's because they feel like friendships are allyships. They feel like if they can get more people on their side in the commentary and drama communities, then less people can call them out. They can call out everybody outside of the community, but you can't call them out because you're in the community and you're my friend now. That's weird. It's like toddlers. It's like recess. It's like second grade. Get it together. Because they're obsessed with friendships. I think it's strange. And if I were in Hannah's situation, and you know, I'm gonna get into the whole Houston thing, which I made a video, by the way, so I'm not gonna like super get into it because I already made a video and I already dragged them for filth because of it. But it's like you're deflecting conversations to it being about friendships, and somehow a lot of people are eating this up, and I'm like, is that the most important conversation in this whole entire thing? About Hannah being a good friend or not? Are you joking? How old are you? Seriously, how old are you? As far as the whole thing with Hannah and Angelica, this is how I feel. And especially upon learning new things about Angelica that I've seen, seeing clips of Angelica, I saw a clip of the live stream. I'll try to link the Twitter thread that I saw down below, but I saw a clip of the actual live stream that Angelica was referring to in her earlier video. And I'm sorry, but her defense was not valid, because when they were literally reading the comments and you could see that, and I'm like, how do you read that comment and think that that's a troll? I'm sorry, but I feel like she's just lying and she's just making convenient excuses because barely anyone has seen any of these clips that she's referring to. A lot of people haven't. And if they have, most of the people have already chosen their side. You know what I'm saying? So it's just strange to me that whatever. Anyways, this is how I feel about the situation. I feel like Hannah should not have gone to Angelica so much. She should have just said, you know what, I'm going to put out a statement once I figured out this information. She should have just looked up the information herself and figured it out, because at the end of the day, you are a commentary channel and this is what y'all are supposed to be doing. I would say the same thing if Angelica, if the roles were reversed. Because if you're a commentary channel, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be calling people out and you're supposed to be holding people accountable. And if you find yourself collaborating with someone who has unfinished business with communities that feel hurt, then you should make a statement, at least. That's the least that you can do. I feel like Hannah was being way too nice. I feel like Angelica is lying. I honestly feel that way. I don't feel like Angelica will ever represent exactly what happened. I think that Hannah proved a lot more than Angelica did. And I feel like Angelica is being super shady. She thinks that she can use her influence and use her subscriber count to silence Hannah. And I think that it worked for a little bit, but I think that if people actually watch Hannah's video, they will realize that Angelica lied. And that's just how I feel. And I felt that way in my first video. A lot of people came for me, and now look. They look like they have egg on their face if they actually watch the video and use their common sense. But now we're gonna get into the whole Houston thing. And yeah, even though I made a video about the whole Houston thing, I still have a few thoughts that are new about everything with the Houston thing and all the other drama channels. If you don't know what happened with the whole Houston thing, I'm going to link a video down below. I suggest that you watch that video or watch Hannah's video, because to explain that it just takes too much time. But what I will say is that I think it is ridiculous, and I thought that this was ridiculous back when it happened, that Hannah has to defend herself from not wanting to be around Rich Lux, who I think personally is like Jeffree Star's little minion in the commentary world, and gets his little friends in like Jeffree Star's minionship and or whatever. Like, I've always felt this way. I felt this way for at least a year. And I think it's ridiculous that Hannah has to literally come on camera and defend herself from these people. I can't believe that they have platforms. That's how much I cannot stand them. I cannot stand Rich Lux, Dustin Daly, Nick Snyder, Petty Page, all of them, like that little group, they are like the weird, like they're like Mean Girls, but they're not as cute. Like, I would rather be around Regina George, because these people are just strange and like obsessed with bringing people down who disagree with them about a literal racist. Rich Lux is racist. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether they want to admit it or not, and whether I get hate for it or not, whether I lose all my subscribers that I barely even have or not, whether people dislike this video a million times, I'm going to say it right now. Rich Lux is a racist. And if you disagree, then you might be a racist, or you might not know. It's one of the two. It's either you do not know what he said, or you're a racist as well. Because Rich Lux is a racist. He sits up here and he defends Jeffree Star. I don't know if he defends him now, because quite frankly, I have not listened to a word Rich Lux says after that Houston video. And the only reason why I watched the stuff about Houston and everything with that was because I wanted to make a video about it. But it's ridiculous that all four of them are going to gang up on Hannah for calling Rich Lux out for being a racist. And like I said earlier, they want to deflect and flip the conversation into, oh, you're a bad friend. Oh, and then Nick Snyder, which I think that Hannah should have just exposed him, because I would have. I'm sorry, Hannah, you're too nice. Because me, I'm petty, and I don't play that. You do not try to make it seem like I'm the bad guy when you literally said to her, apparently, allegedly, this is what Hannah says. She could be lying. I don't believe she is, because I believe that Nick Snyder is like this. He's most likely like this. Nick Snyder said to Hannah that it was fine that she didn't message him first. So for them to have the absolute nerve to get on a live stream and to bully her, and then to go after Ashley Kyle for finally waking up and coming to her senses as well, is ridiculous. The fact that they go after people the way that they do, They went after Earth Mother. I did not know that Earth Mother didn't even have 1,000 subscribers. And they had over 100,000 subscribers. And they have a lot of people watching them who aren't subscribed. And they decided to go after Earth Mother for what? Probably because she was telling the truth. And they didn't want to hear it. And they didn't like it. And they wanted to silence people because that's what they do. They wanted to silence Hannah. They want to silence anyone who says anything about Rich Lux, which I don't know why. They're so strange and weird. Like, these people are so obsessed with their friendships. It's like, do you not have friends in the real world? Like, do you not have a life in the real world? Because why are you so obsessed with this? You're literally in your 30s. And this is what the obsession with friendships is ridiculous. It's saddening. It's icky. It's weird. And I am so glad that Hannah did not go to that party. And if I were her, I would have dragged them for filth. I would have dragged them for filth. She did much less in this video than what I would have done if I were in her situation. Because it is ridiculous that they're going to sit up here and act as if she's wrong for not wanting to be around a proud racist and his proud friends. Ridiculous. And Petty Paige, as a Black woman, you should definitely know better. You should definitely know better. But, we can't expect the best from all Black people. We can't expect not all skin folk are kinfolk. And Petty Paige, she's ridiculous for that. She is ridiculous for trying to call out Hannah when she knows that all she was really doing was defending Rich and defending his disgusting racist friends. Yes, I said it. I think that they're racist too. Oh, and they're hypocrites. And they're flaming, raging hypocrites because they went after T by Ali. They went after Ashley Kyle. They went after John Cookian. They go after people. They go after people. You know what I think it was? I think that Nick Snyder wanted Hannah to go to that party so badly because he wanted her to be part of the clique. He wanted to have another drama channel in the clique so that if something happens, they don't say something about each other and they're all on the same team. So there's more control. So that they have more control. And once that didn't happen, they got upset. And I think it's ridiculous. I think they're ridiculous human beings. And I haven't liked them for a minute. And this video just brought it all back up. And I am so glad that I'm not subscribed to any of them. And I am so glad that I called them out a year ago. And I will call them out to the day I freaking die. Because I don't think that these people will change. I think that they're disgusting, raging hypocrites. And those people make me so upset. And I think Angelica is disgusting for weaponizing their tweets when they are worse than both of them. These people are worse than Angelica. Easily worse. Whatever Angelica said, they've topped it like 80 times. So I don't know why she's acting as if they suddenly have right and informed opinions. Please give me a break. And yeah, that's what I feel about the group, the little minions, the mean girls, whatever. That's how I feel about them. But now just transitioning into the last part of Hannah's video where she talks about the transphobia accusations. You can watch Hannah's video and what she says about that. I'm not going to get into that. I am only going to get into what Angelica said about these accusations. She basically accused Hannah of this with not having any evidence, just like she said that Hannah didn't have. Like she accuses her of this, has no evidence to back it up, literally has one Reddit thread, one Reddit thread, and then just goes on accusing her of this. And I just feel like Angelica was really just trying to shift blame and shift attention from herself onto Hannah. And it's ridiculous. And I think that was a ridiculous tactic that is going to blow up in her face if it isn't already blowing up in her face now on Twitter. But yeah, that's my thoughts about these two videos. This video is really long and I'm very sorry, but those two videos were very long. So yeah, I hope that I touched on more things, and I hope that less people attack me in this comment section than they did in the first part of like this whole situation video that I made, you know. But at the end of the day, I said what I said, and if you don't like it, that's your personal problem. I stand by everything that I said in this video. And if I don't stand by what I said, I'll let you know. But for right now, this is how I feel. And I don't think that I'll feel differently, especially because I felt the same way about the situation in Houston for a year, and I'll continue to feel that the same way, because at the end of the day, I will never change my opinion about a racist, especially if he keeps showing that he is a flaming racist, which is what Rich Lux does. So yeah, that is it for this video. That's it for this video. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Tom Holland as I close out. But those are my thoughts. That's how I feel. I got very heated about the Houston thing because that's something that I feel very passionately about. And just in general, that's just how I feel about the situation. If you feel differently, that's fine. But I find that a lot of people are being really, really, really rude. And it's uncalled for. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not a drama channel. I am a commentary opinion channel. I just put my opinion out there, and if you think that it's uninformed and misinformed, whatever, then make your own video and make your own. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I tried my best to touch on everything. I tried my best to be as fair as possible, though, like I said, Hannah is my favorite creator on the platform. I still am trying to be as fair as I can be, and this is just those are just my thoughts. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of this entire situation. Who do you agree with now that you've seen both videos? You know, what do you think is what we can conclude from this situation? Just anything, go ahead and comment it down below, and please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And thank you so much for 1.1K. It's awesome. I'm very, very excited about that, so thank you. And yeah, I will see you in my next one. Bye.